crikey! We've got a pride of lions out here. There's the daddy lion and mummy lion. And he possibly got 2 other mummy lions. He might be a real cool cat, but it's probably his babies. And I've got my glasses off so I can't see a goddamn thing. But I'm going to duck so you can see more of the lion over there. We have a colleague who is on this radio program on Wednesdays, a great friend of Burnzo's of mine, we call him Sly. And Sly has a thing about the honey badger. He thinks that the honey badger is the toughest animal on the face of the planet. And I got a text message from him not 10 hours ago saying, "Where's my honey badger?" He wants the honey badger discussed on this radio program, and now I've got you. Is the honey badger native to Africa?
It is, yes.
Right. What part of Africa? Is it South Africa?
It's more the northern part of South Africa, the Kalahari.
Which is in Botswana as well, isn't it? The Kalahari Desert.
It does stem into Botswana, yes.
Tell us about the honey badger, because I don't know nothing about it. Sly has banged on about the honey badger for years. It sounds like it's cuddly, a honey badger, like it might be like a koala bear. What is...
It's not quite. It's quite a ferocious creature. It can be aggressive, and it's...
Could it kill a human?
No, not a human.
Right.
But it could do a bit of damage if its domain was attacked.
You're going to think I'm insane here, but I finally get a chance to get this issue done for the satisfaction of our friend Sly. He has always wanted to know who would win a fight between a honey badger and a wolverine. Can you please be definitive so he will shut up about it?
I would say the honey badger. Hands down.
There we go. We've got a result at last, Sly. Are you happy now? Just to give you an invitation, if you say something stupid, just go straight for the jugular, right? Give it to us properly. What does Bafana mean?
Literal translation.
Yeah. Boys. We do that because we're joined by a man who clearly, if he's been at this radio station, 702 Talk Radio in Johannesburg, if he's been here for 27 years, he's clearly the legend of the radio station. His name is Ian Crew. Good morning to you, Ian.
Well, good morning.
And are you the legend of the radio station?
I don't think so, but people come up to you every now and again and say, "I finally met you. I first heard you when my mother listened." Give you these little age attacks.
You're a very lovely, insane lady, but you do know that most people, I refer specifically to our own overnight man, go completely, end up after years completely mentally unbalanced. You're not fearful for your future?
I just present myself as saying.
Right, underneath.
Most insane.
Have you got buttons that you can push with the audience at 702? That's, back up 3AW, there are hot issues that the more serious presenters can raise. They know that they raise refugees, asylum seekers, Muslims, lenient sentencing in the courts. Those are the sort of red-hot issues. Have you got them on 702? What are the red-hot issues that you know that your phones will ring off?
Exactly from what you've said, I'd say Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
City of Durban is really not much different from any other African city I've been in. It's a city of electrified fences around every dwelling.
We've just been discussing the Vuvuzela, which is the greatest curse known to man, and now that I'm out a bit more on our own tone, I can say to you that there is no doubt the Vuvuzela was invented because they worked out that it drives white people absolutely crazy. The city of deaf people.
Deaf people.
Well, it's so noisy. They must all be deaf. Apart from the Vuvuzela, there's just so much noise. What sort of stuff are you specialising in here today?
I specialise in stun guns, pepper sprays, self-defence items. I do a pepper ball gun as well. Pepper ball guns are also used for self-defence as well. All of these are perfectly legal in South Africa. Obviously, if you use them in the correct manner, we say to people they need to acquaint themselves with the gun laws, because when you use one of these guns, it's the same as using a normal gun.
We're broadcasting from the friendliest radio station on the planet here in Joburg.
You're listening to Talk Radio 702. 702. Your number one news and talk station.
Clearly, every South African voiceover bloke has pulled a hamstring because that's an Australian. You're going to be the midnight to dawn girl.
I am absolutely the graveyard shift. I'm one of the graveyard shift people. And it's great fun, people stay awake. And we even have Australian listeners.
But you're a very lovely, insane lady. But you do know that most people, I refer specifically to our own overnight man, end up after years completely mentally unbalanced. You're not fearful for your future?
I just present myself as sane.
In Johannesburg, is it lost lover a lost lover, or is it code?
I think it might be some of both.
It's time for Johannesburg, a city of speed humps that you couldn't get over in a Hummer. Johannesburg, city of no public transport system until 2 weeks ago. That's one of the benefits of the World Cup. City of constant roadworks. Johannesburg, city of shaded car parks. Every car park has shade above
cloth
it.
built above it.
Yeah, and I said, now why have you done that? And that says because the sun in South Africa is very, very hot.
If you had to say hello to every person in Australia, you'd have to say, "G'day, mate," about 20 million times. If you had to say "G'day" to every sheep, you'd have to say it 150 million times.
Current competition running on 702 Talk Radio in Johannesburg.
Australia Fact.
Well, it's the large Australia Fact. Introducing the Soweto Gospel Choir.
Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
There we go,
Thank
Nicole. And she is the breakfast producer for a cool radio station in Melbourne. It's called 3AW.
You do realise that we listened in to you on
You did not!
Are they known to treat suspected criminals roughly?
There have been cases, actually, that
Right.
we're afraid about.
Is it common practice for them to treat suspects roughly?
I wouldn't think so, because
No one in South Africa is hearing this broadcast.
Yeah.
The idea that white people, like you and I, could go to Soweto and not be in fear of our life, I didn't think that I would ever do it.
And nor did I, but we were taken there by a guide, and it was just perfectly fabulous, and especially going to Nelson Mandela's house.
We're serving there, it's the staple food of South Africa, and the stews, the meats, and so on, chicken. So many people are enjoying our cuisine, which is a very good thing when they come here. And when they are in the hotels, it's something different from the hotels than here. And
this is traditional food.
South African
There was
food.
beef and lamb and chicken and pup.
And pap, the corn and beans, and sam.
And calabash.
Calabash, you want some calabash?
Yeah,
Calabash, there is calabash like umboti, that's a sogambia.
Thomas, what would happen if I was in court and I'm being dealt with by a judge in South Africa and I blew a bubble at him? What would happen to me? Has he got an AK-47 beneath the bench and he just pick it up and blow him and nudge it off? What would happen?
What they'll do, actually, if you were to get 5 days, they'll add 5 more, so you'll get 10 days.
All right, so double the sentence.
Double the sentence.
Right. If our listeners were going to come here and they said, now listen, I've only got 2 days in this neck of the woods, where would you take them?
I'd take them to the most exciting part of South Africa, which would be the Kruger National Park.
Does Kruger border another country?
It borders Mozambique.
Yeah.
It's about 680 kilometers in length and 300 kilometers wide, covering 1,800 square kilometers of pure conservation.
Vusi?
Yes, I'm Vusi.
Vusi Armstrong. One more, sir. Could you just say something for us, Vusi, please? Just. Could you please say Melbourne's own 3AW?
Melbourne on Travel AW.